What's up, everybody? War of Stormwind here again, and as you can tell, we are back in the village. I'm going to take a quick walk over to where I've been setting up my new base at. It's just great to be able to be here, be these villagers' hero. You know, that's what it's all about, taking care of the people, and that's what I plan to do here, especially with this cool French football helmet I got on and these iron pants. These iron pants are amazing. Look at them red shoes. I tell you what, I am so excited. So we're going to move through. I'm going to kind of walk through the village to give you a better feel because this village is huge. I love the way that they've got the add-ons in this that makes this spawn a much larger footprint for them to play in. It causes a bit of loading issues, so I got to be careful. I got to wait a little bit once it loads, get the right frame rates going so that this feels like it's moving smooth. Here's one of those Tinker Construct homes that I completely gutted. But they're really nice. I want to set some things up, maybe put some beds, build some houses. Been doing a lot of the Fallout here lately, and Fallout is amazing. And I love building the houses and putting furniture and items in there to make it feel homey. And I'm probably going to do that for these guys too, because I don't want them to feel left out. Tell you, there's some things here in this blacksmith I still haven't looked at. I just kind of avoided them. I didn't know what they did. But we're going to pick them up now. Pile of Ashes, Origins of Darkness. I'm definitely going to do some research. Now I've watched Paul Soares Jr. open these icosahedrons, and we're going to stay away from that because I know what those are. No one wants a Herobrine. Oop, chest is still open. There we go. Love this stuff. This is amazing. I try to leave the buildings the way they are. I like the aesthetic appeal of it. I try to do a little cleanup, maybe a little organization, but other than that, I've been leaving it alone. So this is the new layer. Put some iron doors on it because the villagers, I found probably 15 villagers in this hole underneath the village. This way I can keep them out, keep things going easy for me. I'll show you some different things I'm working with. As you guys know, this is the Tinker's Construct. I found this magenta Tritanium crate down at the spaceship. Even has a cool sound effect that goes with it. I like opening it just to listen to the sound effect. But this is where I'm keeping all of my manufactured goods. We got Project Red transmission, red alloy wire. I love using this stuff. Even though it's kind of inefficient on the redstone, it looks nice and it's a lot easier to place. I can do more things with it. Doing some work. I've been making fluid ducts and item ducts and leadstone flux duct. They made a lot of changes in thermal expansion, and I'm quite intrigued. I'm definitely looking forward to explaining a lot of it to you. I'm a bit of old school guy. Got some cash here. A bit of old school guy on the thermal expansion. Thermal expansion itself, it was a little different the last time I used it. I'm going to show off some of my cool stone tools I got going on here. Stole a bunch of parts from Tinker's Constructs upstairs out of those houses, so I got me a obsidian pickaxe, which really lets me mine through the things that I'm missing. I mine obsidian up with it. I got a few in store so that I don't have to worry about it breaking. But having the tree chopper and the battle hammer and the big excavator shovel really helped clean the village up. I was quite happy with that. You can hear the trees being chopped down in the background. We're going to get to that, but I wanted to show off this Java. Java is great. Now, they've made some of the recipes a bit expensive, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like, I was thinking about using the B-Space barrels. I gotta wait for this to... It looks like I'm suffering from a bit of lag. So I type in Java here, and we got the B-Space upgrade. And this allows you to set these up to where they're linked to one another. And what that does, like in a normal world prior to this setup, however they've got this set up with this ender chest and these pistons. Normally an ender chest is real easy to make, but in this one, they've got it set up where it's very difficult to actually build an ender chest. So when I type in ender chest, you'll see what I'm talking about. The lag. Blaze rods. I don't remember blaze rods being a part of it. I thought it was a bit of a different setup with the chest, obsidian, and I think an eye of ender. I could be wrong, but it's a different setup as far as the crafting GUI, and so I didn't have access to blaze rods, so there was no way I was going to be able to link my barrels And the benefits of linking the barrels is I can set up like one barrel that I put charcoal in, and then I can link that to a bunch of different barrels throughout the world, and I can have that same charcoal. So if I'm farming charcoal, I can, instead of having to, say, run power to a new location through the flux ducts, or setting up a whole new power supply system, I can just simply B-space barrel the charcoal into that location and then set it up to a generator. And as long as I'm generating more coal than I'm using, I am good to go. I can basically just teleport in power wherever I need it. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to look into that and see how they can make it a little less expensive, or I'll just have to wait till I'm a little further in the game where blaze rods are easier for me to accomplish. Maybe I'll do something with Mine Factory Reloaded where I can use the mob spawner through gathering mob essence, and I can spawn my own blazes in to get my blaze rods. We'll just have to see. I'll play that by ear in the future. So I'm going to get this stuff put away. Give me just 1 second here. I've got to figure out. I've got all these chests set up with mob drops and everything that I need. Put my book away. So, got wood items, manufactured stone items, and odds and ends. Wait for it to catch up. The lag is killing me. We've got food items in here. Move these fossils out. Tell you, I haven't had issues like this until I started recording. I might have to look into a better recording software or something. We got all the Tinker's Construct items that I collected from out the world. And then some of my ingots, a little bit of this and that. I've been really going through this and trying to sort it out, and I'll show you what I'm talking about downstairs. Really love these Java barrels though. It gives me an easy way to store what I'm working with. It gives me a visual, and I love having the visual. Also, with the changes in thermal expansion, with the way the pipes work, this gives me a really easy way to sort without having to use filters or any of the expensive parts that have been added to the thermal expansion. And I'm going to show you more of what I'm talking about down here with the way I have these barrels set up. So we're going to come down here and we're going to look at how I power things. Yeah, I've got a couple golems running around down here because they spawn because the villagers are upstairs. So we're going to take a quick look at my wood farm here. Now, the reason I needed the Mine Factory Reloaded and to get those rubber trees is to make the plastics. And I needed the plastics to make things like this harvester and the planter. And so what the planter does is it takes the oak saplings, and with this upgrade increasing the radius of 3, normally it has a radius of 1, which is the squares directly around it. Now it plants up to 3 squares out from there. So that's 4 squares in all directions. So it gives me all this space for trees to be planted for me based on the power I give it. And the harvester does exactly what it says it does. When the trees actually spawn, it cuts them down. And normally you would have to build a filter in. I want my apples to go one direction, my trees to go another, my saplings to go in another direction. Well, by using the barrels and putting a piece of wood in the barrel, an apple in the barrel, putting the sapling in the barrel, it automatically sorts it for me, because as it comes out of the harvester and it hits this pipe, it'll try to go into each one until it finds the one that it can go in. So it's a free filter, because barrels are a lot cheaper to make than the filters are. Now, if you notice, like with the prior thermal expansions, in order to not have these pipes connect, kind of like how you see there's a gap in between these pipes, you would have had to have placed a micro block cover, like I've got stone covers here in my inventory, and that would have been the way you separate it. But they've actually made it to where these are a full block now, so you can't do that. I am going to have to come back and continue with the next episode, so thank you guys, and I will talk to you here in just a second.